This week, my wife asked me to try and duplicate a bookshelf she found on Pinterest.
After that, we'll meet Anita from Rolling with Anita and share a few of our favorite maker videos of the week. But first, it's time for a maker break.
Hey guys, I'm Rob.
And I'm Sarah, and this week we got another request from Rob's wife, Jen.
Yep, and the truth is, my wife and I share a Pinterest board called Things Rob Should Make for Me.
Hey, there are a ton of really cool ideas on there.
That's true, and this week we built a 5-level bookshelf out of some knotty pine. I'm serious, my wife Jen does indeed have a Pinterest board called Projects for Rob to Build Me, and it's a decent sized board. This week she pointed out this design, which just like everything else on Pinterest, linked to pages with zero information. After a bit of research, I found it on a Colombian website being sold for 750,000 Colombian pesos. Yeah, which is like $200. I figured I could do better. I started out by modeling it in SketchUp and ended up making it about 6 feet tall. After a bit of math, I realized I could make this thing with just 3 1x8 8-foot boards and a single 1x10 for the larger back support. My wife wanted the shelves to have knots, so I was able to get common boards, which were only $7 each, and the 1x10 was like $14, bringing my total to only $35 or 131,000 Colombian pesos, which is pretty sweet. First thing I did was use my table saw to cut the vertical supports to size, which is 8 inches for the back support and 3 inches for the 2 front ones. Next, I marked off the 31-inch lengths for the shelves and cut 5 of them out. I thought I was going to cut them with a miter saw and forgot I couldn't cut a 7/4-inch board, so I headed back to the bench to cut it with a circular saw, which is fine. Back when I built our workbench, I left this channel in it for our table saw fence to slide through, which accidentally made this awesome slot for cutting boards. Accidental genius, if you ask me. Just have to be careful not to cut the table saw. I got all 5 shelves cut and sanded them down. Next, it was time to finish them. Now, to match our fireplace, Jen asked me to leave the shelves natural while painting the vertical supports black. The next day, after everything was dried, I laid out the supports on my bench so I could attach the shelves one at a time. I marked my locations on the shelves for some small black angle brackets that would attach to the 2 small vertical supports. Now, the bottom shelf didn't have room for the brackets, so I used pocket holes to attach them. Then I went ahead and attached all the angle brackets to the rest of the shelves, got them in place, and screwed them in. Then I laid the larger rear support on top of the shelves, made sure it was all lined up properly, and pre-drilled some holes very carefully to keep them straight, and finally screwed them all together. I don't have this part on camera, but I decided I wanted the bottom shelf off of the floor, so I raised it up 3/4 of an inch and added a 3/4 inch strip on the bottom to support it along with the 3 vertical supports. I stood it up in the shop and boom, bookshelf. In our living room, we have this IKEA bookshelf, which is really deep and short, which just felt out of place. Once I put the new shelf in, it made a huge difference to the entire room. It is far more narrow than the previous one, and being so much taller, it added a lot of dimension to the room after my wife decorated it. I used a single screw and dry mount under the second shelf to attach it to the wall, and that worked great. And there you go. Jen got exactly what she wanted for a measly 131,000 Colombian pesos.
That turned out way better than I expected. The contrast between the natural pine and the black supports are really cool.
Yeah, and I was kind of surprised how easy it was to build. Because she wanted knots in the wood, I was able to grab common boards from Home Depot, and they were like dirt cheap. If this is the style that you want, this is a great one-day build.
We share the makerspace with a ton of amazing content creators, and every week we reach out and interview a new one. This week we're talking to Anita from Rolling with Anita. It's time again to meet a maker.
Hey Rob and Sarah, thank you guys so much for having me. My name is Anita, I live in Maryland, and my YouTube channel is called Rolling with Anita. And on my channel, I do home decor videos such as before and after room makeovers, interior styling videos, seasonal decor styling videos, and decorate with me videos. I also do weekend vlogs, travel vlogs, cooking, lifestyle videos. I incorporate a lot of different content into my channel because I have a lot of different interests. I would have to say the tool that's the most unsung hero in my shop would be my hubby, who I also call my handy dandy assistant because he helps me out on a lot of these projects that I come up with and decide that we should do. My all-time favorite project is when we redid our kitchen. We updated our kitchen about 3 years ago, and I have to say that that's like the best project that we've done because it turned out so nice and it turned out better than I ever could have imagined that it would have, and we did it all on an affordable budget. So at this present moment, we're not working on anything just yet because we literally just finished the stairway makeover. So that was so much work. So we're just taking a little break. But then the next project that we plan to work on is our guest bedroom because that used to be my son's bedroom, but he moved out a few months ago and got his own place. So we have to well, we don't have to, but I want to make some changes in that space. So that will be the next project that we work on. Well, thank you guys so much again for having me. It's been a pleasure, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks so much, Anita. We appreciate it. If you are not yet subscribed to her channel, you can go over to YouTube and find her at Rollin' with Anita or on Instagram at Rollin_with_Anita.
Moving on to a few of our favorite maker videos of the week. Donnie of Designs by Donnie made this super cool planter stand. It's a quick build that has a big payoff.
Chris and Sean over at Chris Salamoni shared this amazing rocking chair, which comes with a story as beautiful as the build. Now, I'm nowhere near good enough to make one of these myself, but it's still fun to watch these two work together and make cool stuff.
And finally, Alex from Bevelish Creations made an organizer and charging stand for his phone and AirPods. I love how he took a simple block and turned it into something really unique just by cutting a few compound miters into it.
You know, I actually think he's like in Dublin.
I know, that's only like 20 minutes from here.
Yeah, like, you know what? When COVID's over, we ought to head over there and like peek in all his windows.
Yeah, what? No, or just say hi? What?
We can say hi too.
Okay.
All right, maker friends, that's all we got. If you saw a maker video that should have been mentioned, I don't look at people's windows. That should have been mentioned this week, do us a favor and link to it in the comments below.
I promise you guys, if you link it, I'll watch it and not peek into your windows.
Don't believe her. Special thanks to Heart for sponsoring this episode and reminding us that we can build anything we can imagine if we do it with heart.
Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing.
All right, break's over.
Let's make something.